Hello, this is Marcellus, Marcellus Game Photography. We have yet another video, and as you can see, this is quite different from our normal videos. You see the green screen, it is normal green screen. You see lights all around me, and my audio is absolutely horrible. Well, there's a reason for that. And the reason is, a lot of people have been asking me, what does it take to get a really decent video? Now, some of the stuff that I got around me is rather expensive. So we're not really going to talk about it, from some of those, as far as those items. We're going to kind of go from a beginner standpoint, like a cheaper standpoint. So I want to kind of show you guys some of the stuff that I used to really initially get into making YouTube, videos. Now, first and foremost, now I record with a DSLR, which is recording now, so you can see the quality of that. But we're going to talk about my little miniature camera as well. But the first thing, like I said, I want to go over is audio. As you can tell, the audio is horrible right now. It's really echoey, and you're probably wondering, why does it sound so bad? And the reason being is that we're using the audio from the camera's microphone. Now, the camera is going to be really good at picking up video. It's great at that. However, when it comes to audio, it's really horrible. And even if you had a really good mic, there are some things to take in consideration, namely how close your mic is to the person. So I actually have two mics here. I have a shotgun mic, which is what I normally use on my videos. This normally hangs just off screen, so it'll be hanging right above my head, but you can't see it because I got it just out of view. If I tap it here, you can tell that we got audio on it. And then I have a lavalier mic. So right now I have my Sennheiser lav mic, and I'll be demonstrating what both of these sound like as well. But for those starting off, we're starting with some cheaper equipment. So first of all, audio recording. What do you want to use as far as your audio recorder? I highly recommend a Zoom recorder. This is called the H4n Zoom recorder, and really good recorder. It's got two XLR mics. You can see there's two mics, one coming in from the shotgun and one from my wireless Sennheiser. But this is a really high quality audio recorder. It also has a built-in microphone as well. And you really, when it comes to doing video, one of the first things you want to get alongside your video is great audio. If anything else, those two are going to be what you want to start off with. Don't ignore audio, because there's just so many videos out there that you're immediately just taken away from it because the audio is just absolutely horrible. Everything's bumping up against things and stuff. So, again, this is my Zoom audio recorder. You can get those for like less than $300 now. Every now and then you can find them on sale. They are kind of rather expensive, but I do recommend getting one of these with the XLR inputs, or anything with at least two XLR inputs, because that way, as you grow in the quality of your videos, it's going to grow with you. So let's switch over to the audio, because I'm quite sure that you're tired of hearing the camera's audio. It's really horrible. So here's the second part. Easy way, now I've got a demonstration video to do that, but an easy way to get the audio in sync with the video is when you're editing, you just want to match up the waveforms. So you want to put some spikes in there. That's the reason why they have that little clapperboard in Hollywood, so they can sync that spike in the waveform with the actual coming together of those clapboards. So we can just clap like 3 times. And now we got the audio coming in through the shotgun mic. So this mic is what I tend to prefer when I'm doing videos, because as good as lavalier mics sound, sometimes the audio is a little too clean. Sometimes I'm clumsy too, and I'll snag a cable on something and forget that it's on me, so forth, etc. So it makes it a little bit less of a hassle, although it is more of a expensive setup to use an external shotgun microphone. This one is my Rode NTG2. So the microphone runs like around, I think like $200 maybe, I can't remember. Like around 250 bucks. So it isn't too bad, but like again, if you're on a budget, you want to go with something cheaper. As far as lav mics, started off with these MXLs. Got a pair of these. They run like around $70. Highly recommend for starting off. And then as you want to move up, especially if you want to go into like a wireless scenario, you want to go into the Sennheiser. So Let's go ahead and switch over to the Sennheiser audio. Now you can see how the Sennheiser sounds. So you can see the difference in how it sounds versus the shotgun microphone. So just personal preference. A lot of people, it does sound really good. Again, I just don't like all the cables and cords coming off of me, etc. So I tend to use this out in the field when I'm interviewing someone, or or if I'm in another room or something like that and don't really feel like setting up the whole, external microphone on the boom. So it does make it really convenient to move around when doing that. So I do like having both just for various reasons. So now that our audio is sounding a lot better, I want to show you another thing on audio before we move on to some of the other items, and that is monitoring audio. Whenever I'm doing my videos, at the very beginning of every video, before I even start recording, I'm monitoring my audio. It's very important. Just see if you could pick up anything that's just causing any problems, any really hard explosives, plosives, and I mean like P's and B's and all those stuff. So, and then too, to make sure your audio levels are, correct. So I would recommend some really good headphones. Don't get like really cheap ones. I do get like high quality headphones that don't have any bass boost or anything like that. So I can actually hear the audio exactly as it sounds in the mics. So I would definitely recommend getting some monitoring headphones if you can. So, and then too, here's my Sennheiser receiver, and then I got a transmitter here on my hip. But again, the Sennheiser is going to be a little bit more expensive equipment, but they do work out pretty well. The second thing that I want to talk about is lighting. Now, lighting could be very expensive or very cheap depending on what you're doing. So say for example, in this case, well, here in the studio, I got 3 LEDs and a whole slew of CFL lights, including this one, behind me, which is a really big version of a normal CFL. And I got another one here of the same model. So this is what I want to start off talking about, because these are actually pretty cheap. You can get a pair of these for like 30 or 40 bucks. I did order an additional holder so I can actually hold 2 of them in there and possibly even put an umbrella in there to kind of diffuse the light. But one of the things you definitely want to get is decent, lighting. But lighting can be very expensive to get some of the high-end stuff, or even mid-grade, stuff. So I would recommend starting off with one of these. These bulbs are pretty big, and they put out a lot of light. So I'll go ahead and turn it on, and it actually takes a few minutes to warm up. So it actually gets a lot brighter, than this. And as the video goes on, you'll see it kind of increase in brightness. But I always give it a few minutes, 5-10 minutes to warm up, and it really adds a lot of light. These are also daylight balanced as well, so your colors are going to look pretty natural. Really cheap, highly recommend it. Put it in a room when you're recording, it'll light the whole thing up. So moving on to another piece of light that I got my Z96, and I'll talk about this little rig later on. I got a Z96 light. This is made by FMV, and as you can see, nice and portable. Mounted on to any hot shoe, and puts out a decent amount of light. And then a step up from there, this is something that can be mounted onto a rail system. This is called an R300, made by the same company, FMV Lighting. And this one puts out a little bit more light than the Z96. And it's also pretty flexible. It's got rails. I actually put this on my rig when I'm doing on location, work. But it can be used in the studio as well. So if you're looking for something pretty versatile, both indoors and outdoors, if you're going to be mounting on a rail system or anything like that, I highly recommend this, because you can put it on a rail system, or you could just put it on top of a light stand and use it to light yourself inside, indoors. A real quick situation. Batteries, it's controlled by batteries, so don't have to worry about all these extra cords laying around. You can set up, do a video, and go. And it also comes with filters. So got a tungsten filter, got a diffusing filter, 2 diffusing filters. One is just your regular diffuser, and then this one is what I call the milk diffuser, is the one that stays on here the majority of the time. So you can turn that on, and it really softens that light up. So that way you're not squinting, looking at the light, things like that. So it gives a pleasant tone on the skin, if you ask me. And that Z96, it also comes with some filters as well. So, it brings me to my little portable solution here. Let me go ahead and turn on this microphone and turn on this camera. And then I'll go ahead and plug this in. Sorry, I forgot to turn off my heating system when I started recording. So that's another thing, you know, to note. When you are recording, make sure that people aren't running around, you know, on the hardwood floor. If you got pets, you know, just, I don't know, feed them or something so they're not causing a lot of havoc. Air conditioning systems, like you can probably hear mine. Well, maybe not if I'm on the lav mic, so that's another benefit of those. But again, like I said, just eliminate external noises because that can be very distracting. So this is my little Canon handheld, you know, camera. And I got a little mount, or I should say like a little rig here, as I like to call it. Real cheap. I just got it from, you know, Best Buy. Just costs like less than 20 bucks, really. And that way I can mount like 2 hot shoe devices onto it. So I got my Z96 light, and then I also got my Rode portable shotgun microphone. Of course, my, you know, microphone is kind of coming a little bit loose from its support there, but whatever. So this was actually a pretty good setup if you actually wanted to record some videos mobile. If you don't really have like a lot of equipment, this is a really good setup for a beginner. You got your lighting and you got your audio, which you could plug straight into your, you know, camera. Again, don't rely on the camera's audio because it's crap. So this is another shotgun microphone, which is going to be pretty directional. So if I want to give like a good, get a good recording, you can kind of just, you see some of the videos, they might be in their bathroom or bedroom and they're just talking into the camera like this, and it's really kind of cool and it's really awesome, you know, and they might flip their screen around so they can actually see what they're talking about, you know. So this is how like a lot of people tend to do their videos, or they might even put it on a stick. They'll walk around with it, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know, I'm talking a lot of smack on YouTube. This is how I make my videos. But hey, you know, so you get the general idea. Wasn't really thinking of a speech. So I'll try to transition that into the main, you know, video once I'm done. But, you know, again, that's my setup, or a basic setup. For those who are wanting to get into YouTube videos, making quality videos without them really looking like crap and like webcam type stuff. So, but if you got any questions on the equipment, or if you got like more advanced questions, if you wanted to move up from the more simpler equipment, you know, just hit me up in the comments and I'll be able to reply as soon as I can. So hope everybody's able to take away from this. And if you like what we have on this channel, please subscribe. And any questions, any things you want to see, or anything you want to know more about, just hit me up. And if I got it, I'll make a video on it. So thank you for watching. Marcellus out. Peace.